Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man. And today I'm going to teach you all about how to use your third eye, and it's located right here. So, this is a video that I've not done before like this, but this video is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be spectacular, it's gonna be wild, and it's gonna help you manifest and open your gifts, and it's gonna help you see interdimensions. Well, maybe. That's a gift that certain people have, but it's a very powerful gift that everyone has, but some people already have it open. How cool is that? There's many gifts out there, and that could be one of yours. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about the third eye. What is the third eye? That's your intuition center, your third eye. And this is, my channel's not really for beginners, but I do try to teach beginner information. I do my best to, but I like to read just for beginner information. You guys can read about it online. I'm kidding, but you can read it. You can read about it online, but it takes more than just hearing about it one time or reading about it online. It's something you really have to study. It's not something you'll just know from one of my videos. It's something that you'll have to come up with what the third eye chakra means to you. Some people could be like, oh, that's the center for intuition. Oh, that's your guidance. Oh, that's your seeing. It depends on who you are as a person, who your natural gift set is, who your guides are, which angels are around you the closest, etc. Because all of you have different angels around in different capacities because they're omnipresent. So they have different levels as to how much one angel. You might have Ariel around the most. You might have Raphael around you the most. For example, there are some people who have Raphael like literally as their main guardian angel, like besides the guardian angel that they have. But on to the topic. In this video, you're going to be able to use your third eye to figure out who your guides are too. The biggest thing in this video is for you to be spiritually protected. It's one of the most important things, because the third eye is, they don't talk about this. They really don't talk about this, but the third eye is actually one of the most vulnerable chakras. So after your throat, the throat is the most vulnerable chakra, then your third eye, then your crown. So if you ever pay attention to dark entities, they go for the throat. They go for your communication center. They wait, because, yeah. I made videos about that, and I'll teach about it more in the future. If you have any questions about throat chakra and how it's the weakest chakra, it's not the most, because people will work on the throat chakra the second most, but you should know about all the chakras before working on your third eye. But all your chakras work together. It's not like they work one by one. So when I hear someone say, oh, I got my chakras balanced. Okay. As fast as they can be balanced, or as slow as they can be balanced, is how fast or slow they can be unbalanced. So you might be balanced 1 second, but then you're not balanced another second. It could just be because chakra imbalance for a few seconds. It can happen. Now, how can you use your third eye? And I'm going to do some interactives in this video. One way you can use your third eye is by closing your eyes. So I'm going to teach you about this first before I get into this aspect of the video, because the background knowledge is really important, because the information online is fluff. It's all fluff. Most of it's fluff. And they're actually, I don't know who's taking down all the information online. All these different guides on how to open your third eye that I seen back then are all gone now. I don't know why, but they're just gone. They're not even on Google anymore. Now they're just gone. We're just going to call them gone for now. And the information I teach is it's not overly rebellious. So you're going to learn about it on here. And the nice thing is, I know what I'm supposed to say, and due to the grace of the Lord, I know what I'm supposed to say, and I know what I'm not supposed to say on YouTube. So in this video, you'll learn how to use your third eye correctly, safely, with no backlash. Now, there is 2 aspects of your third eye, and one thing that's really cool, because you'll have to look into this yourself. You guys have to study for yourselves, because this is like the advanced course that you guys are studying. It's like the course that the long lost knowledge. But when it comes to your third eye, there's 2 aspects about your third eye. The subjective, which I don't like the word subjective or objective, because everyone who I've ever talked to has always confused it. Well, Your subjective clairvoyance. Oh, your subjective clair audience. Oh, your objective clairjective objective. It gets confusing. So I'm going to break it down very easy because I'm going to start renaming some of these things. You have your internal clairvoyance inside of your mind's eye. And then you have your external clairvoyance outside of your mind's eye. Now, how can we utilize this? What are the benefits to utilizing your clairvoyance? You can literally kickstart, because really nothing else can do this besides God's able to do it and he lets us do it. Nothing we do is outside of God because he is the one who decides on everything. So when we visualize something, this is one of the only ways to rip open a new dimension. So with other dimensions, you can emphasize upon a dimension. You can put more pressure on a dimension to open. You can speed a dimension up, but you can very rarely create new dimensions. Very rarely. But this, from my studies, is actually one of the only ways you can just crack a new one open. Because if there's a handful of dimensions open, which what do I mean by dimensions? I'm talking about pocket realities. Because we're outside of the 3D, the 5D is very interesting. It's stuff that you can't imagine. It's stuff when you get to the afterlife, you're like, whoa, I was missing. Like, wow, Earth was like a box. But when you get there, it's just like, you can be pretty much two places. I'm not going to give too much away, but you can kind of be there. You can be two places at once in the other side. I'm not going to get into details on that. But it's very interesting. So that's why people of light will be able to do much more there. I'm not going to say any details because that's for you guys to find out. But it benefits you guys from being on Earth. Because while you're here, you work on yourself, which really upgrades you when you get to the afterlife. It's like, oh, that's why I came here. Like, you find out, it's like, oh, I actually asked to be here. Watch my video on what happens when you get to Earth. But what you have to understand is getting good at clairvoyance. Clairvoyance of seeing, because this is related to clairvoyance. So you're seeing aspects of all of yourself in the future when you practice visualization. So breaking this down in the easier ways to explain, by you seeing it, it's something you become, whether you like it or not. People do this regardless. So let's just say right now, how do you think your day to... Well, that's not a good question because people don't even know. So how do you think your day is going to go tomorrow? I don't know. I'm still in today. What do you want to be when you grow up? But we're focused on the today. So we're not always viewing tomorrow from today unless we're doing it actively, which we use our third eye to do that. If this is confusing, this is basically one aspect of why your clairvoyance and your third eye is so important. I'm teaching you about the background and the basics because if I just taught you how to use your third eye, you'd use it for 3 minutes and you'd never use it like the way you're going to ever again after without this knowledge. So knowledge is key. I could give you $1 million right now, right? Because I always say I'm a genie, so I can grant your wish of $1 million right now, right? But if you don't have the knowledge, then you can lose $1 million, which actually happens to most lottery winners. Not going to say much about that, but that's usually what happens to 70% of lottery winners. I'm not going to say any more about that, but it's actually... I'm an actual genie. I'm kidding, but the thing about that is when it comes to you seeing versions of yourself in the future, you have to see it to become it. If you ever wondered about... Listen to football players. The most high-up football players, I'm not going to say names, have all said something at some point in time about they would not have been able to get there without God, number one, or visualizing that they're there. What do they mean by What do they mean by visualizing? No one even seems to look into that. Well, they basically said, some of them actually go into detail. They're like, before I was on the field, I actually visualized, I pretended, you're not pretending because you're opening a reality by perceiving it, that the ball was in their hands, that they've signed all these contracts. that they've done a whole bunch of, like, they're visualizing themselves in the current day. They're not thinking about tomorrow. They're thinking about what they would like for the future by visualizing it and seeing it. So they visualize themselves being there by using their third eye. They use it in the aspect of clairvoyance into making a pocket dimension into them being there, because that would not have been born unless they actually actively saw it and meditated on it. So how to use your third eye? Step one is visualizing. That's your internal clairvoyance. Now, there's another aspect about visualization that no one seems to be talking about, so I will talk about it. It's external clairvoyance, and this is actually how you open your gifts. So if you can see something outside your third eye, you can start seeing your angels, you can start seeing your guides, but you have to believe that what you're seeing is there, because it is, but we've been trained our whole lives just to not see stuff that's already there. Like a cat will, let's use a cat as an example, like they're literally staring at, like they're sizing something that's, they're going like this, at something like that doesn't appear to be there. It's there, but only they can see it, because no one's there to tell them, hey, what you're seeing is not there. Meanwhile, some of you have some, I don't know who else just smelled perfume, but ooh, a large whiff of perfume. That's one of the angels, but ooh, that was strong. I usually get a little whiff here and there, but it's just like, this is the new one. But when it comes to visualizing realities, and this is the thing, visualize yourself as if you're there, and this exercises your gift. So once you're able to see stuff outside your third eye, it makes it into reality. So visualize as if, so if you want to be a football player, for example, visualize the football in your hand. So you'll feel it, you'll see it, you'll smell it, you'll perceive it, and then your hand will get really warm. It's like, oh, that's something I'd like you guys to do. And this might be a little annoying for you guys, but because you guys are going to see this happen after this video. Okay. Visualize that there's a tennis ball in your hand. So tennis balls are, and I'd like you to see it in your hand. See the tennis ball being yellow. See the tennis ball being spongy. It's actually a little thicker than other tennis balls, so it's a little harder to press. And now visualize that tennis ball. For some reason, the tennis ball has a little bit of mulch from it outside. So now it has a smell, it has a feel, it has a taste because it probably tastes like mulch, and some of your hands might be vibrating, you might be feeling like tingling and popping and sensations. That's an interdimensional reality that just opened up because you did that. You're going to see many tennis balls in the near future. You're going to see them on your phone, you're going to see them in reality. You might not even realize you're seeing them. You're going to see things that look like tennis balls because you just gave birth to that reality. That's using your third eye to create a reality for yourself. That's using your third eye because that aspect of clairvoyance can actually manifest you seeing your guides and angels. Ooh, so a lot of you are seeing your angels. A lot of you are. They're literally figures of light. So people are always talking about the shadows. The shadows are spirits or something that's not a spirit. The little tiny specks of, like, even right now, some of you feel like there's a light on behind you. Some of you feel like there's a light next to you. That's your guardian angel, but we're taught to not see them. So to use your third eye, you would believe, you would ask God for the ability to open your perception, and you would believe that the guardian angel is there, because most people don't believe it. Same thing when Jesus died and he came back. People didn't even believe at that time that he came back and that he died and came back. Like, if that's not, okay. If that's not gonna help you believe, then nothing will. So sometimes your angels won't even bother showing themselves to you unless you actually believe that they're there. Because some people believe you can't even perceive angels because you have to be in heaven to perceive them. Limiting belief. So limiting beliefs stop certain things. They stop gifts, they stop you from seeing angels, etc. So you can use your third eye to open your clairvoyance while you open your gifts. So you'll open your clairvoyant gift. Other gifts will open as well because it's seeing, tasting, touching, smelling, etc. And now you're making and now, because some people are like, well, if I'm going to be putting, and how many times should you do this? Do this 3 times a day for 5 minutes for whatever you want to be. And you have to feel it in all your senses. So if you're doing the visualization and you're not feeling it, then it won't really happen for you. Unless you're really involved, like, okay, this is kind of fun, this is a little interesting, look what I'll do today. Then switch it up. It's okay. So you can do this during meditation. You can do this during, do it on a treadmill. Do it when you're exercising. If you want to try something, when you're at the gym, you can lift any weight. Visualize the weight is making your muscle bigger than it already is. Feel the muscle being bigger. See the muscle being bigger. You're going to walk out, the muscle's going to be bigger, and people are going to ask, well, people ask me, are you juicing? And I teach people this method, and they're like, everyone thinks I'm doing steroids now. I'm like, well, people can tell you're not doing steroids, so don't worry about that. But these are aspects on how to use your third eye. These are productive aspects. I could teach you other aspects, but they're not as helpful, useful, and I'm not just teaching you stuff to teach you stuff. I'm teaching you stuff so you guys can benefit into growing yourselves, to moving yourselves closer to God, most importantly, for you guys to attract the abundance you wish into your life, for you guys to break through blockages that are there, etc. You can use this for every aspect of your life. Now, and this is how simple the other side works. For some of the people who I know who do extra well, they're always visualizing. They're just like, well, a lot of people that I know, they're just like, well, I didn't know if it would happen, but I knew it would happen because I visualized it. And that's one thing I never understood until I started doing it myself back then. I'm like, oh, that's what they meant. So you might not believe it, but it's going to happen anyway because you experienced it so much through visualizing and using your third eye, using your clairvoyance. If you pay attention to how these all connect, they just come together perfectly. So this is the last little thing you guys can do. Hold your hand out, your right hand, and visualize $100 as a paper being in your hand. Some of you are like, I'm not good at visualization. Truth is, no one's 100% good at it because we're still in the 3D. The 5D is more when you go on the other side, but we're experiencing both. It's easier to experience the 5D when you're there, but we're experiencing the 3D. So a little tiny visualization is good. This much visualization is good. That's an A. Hold your hand out. Visualize a $100 bill in your hands. Visualize it being blue. Visualize a $100 bill being, maybe it's like, for some reason it might be new. So you can move your hand up and down. And it has like this crisp to it. Like, okay, it's just a $100 bill. It's like a crisp to it. Now you can feel the $100 bill. You move it up and down, but as you move it up and down, you don't want to drop it or you don't want too much air to go to make it leave your hand. Now, don't touch the $100 bill with your other hand, but touch it with your senses. Like, you know what it feels like on the other side of the $100 bill because you just have an intuition about you. So feel what it feels on the other side. It's the $100 bill. Keep perceiving the $100 bill. How does it smell? Is it wet? Is it not wet? Is it dry? How does it have a new smell? Does it have a cash register smell? At this point, your hand, whatever hand it is, should be burning, tingling, itching, vibrating, buzzing. It's because you just opened the reality of you having a $100 bill in your hand, like you in a pocket reality that just gave birth to down the line. Because when I mean dimensions, the easiest way to describe it is if I put a mirror against another mirror and you see all those little versions of yourself, one of those has a $100 bill and it's being jumped to you right now. The longer you do it, the longer it's being jumped to you. That's an example. Now, whoever just did that, you have more than one $100 bill coming to you. You have multiple $100 of bills coming to you. That's an easy way to do it. That's another perception as to how money is just an illusion. All wealth is, it's just an extension of your mind. If you can do that every single day, you'll have lots of $100 bills. For people who've had $0 in their account, I've taught them how to get to many dollars in their account just by doing that. It's their belief system. So, congratulations. Your time watching this video just equated to you having a bunch of money coming towards you. Congratulations. Your hand's probably itching. That means it's very close. The way it can happen is, and I've done this before just for fun, and people will just walk up to you and just hand you $100 and be like, I don't know why. Like, if you just make me whatever, someone for mental peace, or someone will be like, oh, this is like to get your business started or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. If you're a person with a small business, maybe someone will want to fund it. Maybe if you don't have anything, now something's going to get you started off. Why do I teach methods of abundance to guys? because it's so taught against us. They train us in our third eyes to have an anti-abundance mentality, and they're training you guys out of not having that, out of having the exact opposite. So I'm here to train you as to how you can have exactly what they're training you not to have. Yay! You just broke the wheel. You probably could change your entire family just by doing this with your tingling hand. But congratulations. Now to the next example. And I gotta be careful as I say this one. Okay. For the people who watch the videos towards the very end, that's where the most knowledge is, but you can't just go back to the end of the video and watch it. So basically, if you're not feeling great, you're not feeling yourself, visualize yourself standing in front of a mirror, smiling. And I would like you to look at that self, like you can close your eyes. Don't use an actual mirror. Use a bowl of water if you'd like to, but close your eyes and visualize you standing in front of a mirror, and you can see the mirror, and the mirror is becoming more and more clear, and maybe you're not smiling, but the version of you in the mirror is smiling very hard. And look at the top of the mirror and see there is someone took a red marker and wrote the words good, like great news, abundance, good health, prosperity, wealth. And look back into the mirror, and the writing seems to be multiplying across the mirror. And you can barely see yourself, but you know you're still smiling, but you see all these different details of good news coming to you. Well, you guys, whoever, you might want to rewind this video. Whoever watched that exercise, congratulations. You have a lot of great things coming to you. Everything you've ever wanted is now on its way to you because you visualized it. You gave birth to an interdimensional reality, which when you get to the afterlife, you'll find out what these interdimensional realities really are. It takes a lot of studying to even perceive them because it's like a color you can't imagine. Like an octopus seeing in a color. But this is how you use your third eye productively. If you guys I taught you guys how to use your third eye for gift sets, use your third eye for getting anything you desire. That's how you use your third eye correctly. Bad ways to use your third eye is just, it depends on you. It depends on the intention. Intention's key. There is no bad way unless you're using it for bad, if that makes sense. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Check out my website, floridastoneman.com. I always forget to put it in my videos. I have rings on my website. Rings. Yes, rings. So in practicing making dainty jewelry, and these are strong. They're stretchy rings, but they're comfortable. One thing I teach is for you guys to put rings on your engagement finger because it has a subconscious stimuli, which is really cool, to make you just feel loved. And you'll just be putting off euphoria as you walk around, because there's a vein that actually goes, there's a vein, okay, I'm going to explain the reason why for the people who watch the video this long. The vein that goes here to your heart is on this finger. So when you put the ring on the finger, it just feels like euphoria. You just have a lot more self-love. And I'll show you another ring. Yay, Florida Stone Man making rings. They're going to get really cool very fast. Look at that. And they're actually very adjustable, so they can fit on multiple fingers. I don't know how I can describe it being. So one ring can fit most fingers, etc. How cool, and it's comfortable. It's not like, my finger. You can actually see it. And I'm just very excited to make brand new, beautiful jewelry to go on the website, because maybe you guys have so many bracelets on your arms from floridastoneman.com like I do. So I'm like, where else can I put gemstones? I'm like, I found all this opal, and I don't know where to put it, so you can put them on your thumbs, etc. So check out floridastoneman.com. Rings are going to be updated soon. More rings coming. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Practice visualization. The key is God comes first and consistency. So ask God to approve of your visualizations, because let's just say you're visualizing something and it doesn't fit for whatever you're visualizing. God can hit the red X button unless you ask. So ask and it shall be given. Until then, guys, I'll see you next time. Ciao.